Welcome. My name is Sarah, and about 3 years ago I opened up a restaurant that turned out to be super haunted.
Can you touch my hand? Hey! High five? Hey! Lo-fi? Too slow.
From that point, I have been experiencing and investigating the paranormal. Through my experience, I have come on to my own conclusions of the afterlife and of hauntings and spirits, some of which different from what is popularly believed. I'll show you what I mean. Now, come along with me as we investigate. Hey guys, today I'm going to take you through my investigation of the famous Seaside Sanatoruim. It's your classic tuberculosis clinic turned into a mental institution, turned into a place that got shut down for abusing and killing their patients and then hiding the bodies. Now, before we continue, I need to explain that this place is super haunted, and we're going to get some incredible footage revealed later. However, I had a lot of factors working against me. For one, my main camera malfunctioned less than 2 minutes into recording, so I only have my small action cam, which was mostly shot in infrared. Second, it was incredibly windy, so half of my EVPs were destroyed right there. And the third factor I will explain later. I am making plans to go back, so look forward to it. For now, let's get into our first clip. Right off the bat, as soon as I turn my camera on, we get our first EVP, and it was incredibly clear. I was telling my ghost guru, Rose, about how I started a fire in my kitchen the day before, and you can hear that the ghost was horrified.
So yeah, it's fine, everything's fine, but I didn't know that she stores a pot of oil uncovered in the oven, which is not safe. So I smelled like a handle burning, because it was a plastic handle. It's like, oh, no big deal. It's been in there for a couple of minutes maximum. It's still fine. But I didn't know there was oil in it, and so I pulled the handle, and it was so full that I hear splash. And I'm like, oh shit. So smoke? No, it wasn't on fire at that point. It wasn't on fire until the splash happens when I was pulling it out and it overflowed underneath the broiler plate, and we have a gas oven where the fire was. And so I turned around and looked at Sergio. I was like, I think that was oil. He goes, yeah, obviously. I'm like, why? He goes, because it's on fire behind you.
As we walk further down the road, I pick up 2 male voices, plus the same female voice from before. Can I just say that this was my first time hearing an EVP which sounded like a cartoon ghost whale? I didn't know they did that. I thought it was just a stereotype.
So it's really pretty. It's on before.
Yeah.
And it goes way back. There's like a lot. We're going to be doing a lot of
Because I heard about this place because it was for tuberculosis, right? Because, I heard they got really strict because some homeless guy was squatting in there and he fell through the floor and died.
Oh.
So that's why they've gotten really strict lately, is what I heard. So, and dead hobo ruins everything. Ask a lot of serial killers about that. Because they're supposed to be like...
Here's an example of the wind messing with my audio. There were so many times when I could hear voices, but the cleanup process wouldn't make it much of anything, so I just left it behind. The fact that you can hear anything at all leads me to believe that they were speaking directly into the microphone. Rose was about 5 feet away from me, and I could barely pick her up on my mic.
Well, so it was like, how was the documentary? I was like, well, I saw 10 minutes. I was like, but it was funny because they edited it.
Once we get to the main building, things start getting weird, really weird. Off camera, Rose remarked that she thinks that this was the main building, and got a direct response right at the start of this clip. There were also children's voices heard in this area that we did not pick up prior. Have a look.
the main building.
Oh, yeah.
clip that we just saw has a lot of significance, some of which will be made known later. For now, we'll look at what's here in the present. From the EVPs we're able to hear through the wind, the one that stands out to me the most is the one that asks if we can see them. If you look in the window, you can see a figure looking out at us with crossed arms. I don't think this is the voice that asked if we can see them. I'll tell you why later. I also don't think that this is a trick of the eye, because this shot was taken freestanding. I did not change my position at any point throughout this clip, and when I zoom in later, it's gone. One of the main reasons I investigate ghosts is that I've always wondered if what is commonly known about them is true. In my search, I find some to be true, some to be false, and some that just depends. One thing I've heard is that ghosts can speak any language. This may be my first clue as to if it's true. One of the languages I speak is Japanese, and the first EVP in this clip I recognized right away.
Just saying. Just saying.
I could do it. Take my shoes off.
After that, the activity seemed to be ramped up, and I caught some of my most compelling evidence to date. I had a rare feeling and felt compelled to get a clear shot of this window. Something I failed to mention until now is that this building has motion detectors installed into it since there are so many people trying to break in. Aside from potential vandalism to public property, the building is in ruins and it's quite dangerous to go inside, no matter how badly I want to. There are many stories online about people being arrested quickly after entering this building, mainly because they didn't know about the motion detectors that alert the police. I'm bringing all this up because there is a face looking out at me from this window of a little girl with short black hair. Not only is it looking at me, the face angle changes from a head-on shot to a 3/4 view. I don't think this is a mannequin because its head turns. Remember how I said that there was a third factor working against me in this location? Well, it's coming into play now. After we turn the corner, I noticed something weird in the background. In the bushes, next to a tree, I see a figure cloaked in a white hooded garment while panning my camera. When I pan my camera again, a few seconds later, it's gone. If you remember the figure with the crossed arms in the window from earlier, you may see some similarities. After its appearance is known, all of my equipment, save for my EVP recorder, malfunctions. This is an issue that will come up in a later video, so if you please, try to commit this figure to memory.
Now, could you tell me, are you buried on this property? Three? Died.